Hello there. Once again, it's Anton from Anton Obey. Thank you guys for stopping by the collection room. Today I'm taking a look at some comic books. I have ordered these, well, it's not been that long. But I've ordered A-list comics before, and usually I get A-list comics, and they're like from the old late 80s, mid 80s, reprints of classic comics. However, this time I ordered these, and these are from the 90s. I didn't know they were making them up this far. So these are from like 97, 98, and I was impressed by that. It's all reprints of classic stuff. As far as original dates, I'm looking, but it's probably most likely like 40s. They don't really say every time. And they are black and white. But you try getting a copy of Wings comics, the original, and wow. That's some money right there. So they are black and white, but they are just classic reprints. And so far I found them, A-List does a pretty wide genre of books back then. Wings is one that's, of course, World War II, air fights, dog fights. You get some beautiful setups like this, Lucky Wings, pretty girls like that. All black and white. It's all going to be, of course, it's not, you can tell the difference between a modern comic and a vintage comic, usually just by the amount of words and the size of the panels. And these, pretty typical of their era. A lot of words, tight panels, a lot of dialogue packed in there. I also don't know where these fell down in the realm of, like, these are probably pre-code. So, I mean, like, this was just standard entertainment back in the day. I mean, it was clearly for kids, or at least it was clearly sold to kids. Probably a little bit tough stuff sometimes. Olivia? An ad for Olivia stuff in here at the time. I have often appreciated a lot of Olivia art. Some of the less racy stuff may be better. I know she did a lot of stuff with Betty Page that everybody enjoyed. Anyway, Roy Otana. Anyway, it's odd that they have ads for it all over in here. That's a lot of ads for that. Anyway, back onto our standard story though. Either that is a tiny plane or those are giant tombstones. I don't know, I've kind of noticed vintage comics and some of that pinup culture kind of goes together. It's just appreciation of the times and the art form. That's not really something they do in modern comics anymore. It was do much for pinups. And even though I don't have anything by Olivia, I've seen enough of the work to know that, it's impressive. If you're going pinups though, I have to go with like classics like well, Gil Elvgren, obviously, George Petty, guys like that. That's who usually trips my trigger. Let's see. See, I have this, but I swear that is from the 80s. And Out of This World telecards of Planet Comics. Planet Comics is like, I would love to have Planet Comics in any form. Yeah, I've got some of this type of Pulp Fiction from A-List Comics. I did not know that they did Planet Comics. That means I gotta track down and find some Planet Comic books from A-List. Issue number 2, Eagle Evans, 1997. There's not a ton to say about a lot of these. The art's gonna be good. I've never seen any of these that had like really, really bad art. And even the ones the old ones that I've seen that have what I would call not so great art, in my opinion, is better than a lot of the newer books these days. Like, there's a lot of garbage art being produced these days under the veneer of a beautiful, pristine cover, but they're counting on, I think, basically on the fact that nobody is going to read the comic, and they're just collecting it for the cover. Sadly, that's true a lot of times, because there's no other way that... I mean, I think Dynamite's probably one of the worst ones I've seen, where you see this amazing cover, and the art inside is just, like, really meh, like, really bleh. But I know Marvel has done this as well. I can't speak for DC. I haven't read any of these, but man, I've gotten a few, like, in lots and stuff, and you're like, oh, the cover looks great. Maybe I don't hate modern comics, and then I'll open it up and I'm like, yep, oh yeah, that's right. I do hate modern comics because the inside art is absolute crap. It's just, half of it is just garbage. And it's all in the covers. Now, which is to say, there's a lot to be said about a good cover. Vintage comics, I think, I like amazing covers. And maybe sometimes these tight-packed stories didn't pack the art wallop that I wish they did. And that's why I kind of think they hit really good strides in the 80s, which I know maybe not a lot of people agree with that, but 80s and 90s in comic books, the cover was usually good. Like, a good poppin' cover meant something, and you were going to open that up, and the same guy who did that cover, he had splash pages inside and big spanning scenes. And I think that's not that they couldn't back then. They could do that there. But none of these old comics, it seems, to get a splash page, those are rare in old books. You get a fancy cover, and that's about it. I would have loved to see this style of art and stuff like that done in big, high detail splash pages. At least occasionally. You get them through the books, but like, this is more of a cover. This is like the, yeah, see, that's a cover, 1940s. But give us a big splash page. Give it some more detail. Give us some stuff like that. Instead, they seem to be very, very, very story driven. Stuck to what they were supposed to and cranked out a book. And I just feel like it not only would have been cooler, but it would have been maybe a little bit easier and added some pizzazz to a story to get some big pages like that. Like this. Fight for freedom in Holland. Hollander stabbing a big snake with the swastika on his head. At least this is using some imaginative panel designs. That's one thing I hate it when the old books just stick to the grid. I like it to be broke up a little bit. I think it adds some wow to it. And that's just my complaint on old comics. I love the stories. I love the way they're put together. But occasionally, guys, you could have given us some, like, instead of this being like, what is this? 4, 5, 6, 7 panels on a page. You could have given us less than that and some big flashy splashes, maybe 2 panels, 3 panels on that page, and it would have been more vibrant. Maybe you can't get all that dialogue and all the plot is packed in as tightly, but still. Bigger panels gives you more room for more background, which in my opinion always gives me more reference. Now sometimes comic is fine without backgrounds. I like a comic without backgrounds as long as they're at least colored different. It gives me some context of mood. But if it's all black and white, I prefer some background. Spencer Steele. This one does not have the massive Olivia ad in the middle. I noticed that. Yeah, I did not know A-List put out Planet Comics. I have got to find me some of these because I always wanted some Planet Comics. I actually have this comic. And a few of these others may have come in with this order as well. Anyway, Wings Comics was, I think, one of the first ones I saw in the lot that made me just go, yeah, let's get those. So anyway, that's them. I love A-List stuff. I recommend looking them up. I'm not really sure, you know, whatever happened to them, or I've only seen these old reprints. I've never seen anything that they've done that was original. Not that I care, but that's that. So, I guess I'll catch you guys later. I was going to ask a question, but now I forgot what it was. Anyway, love y'all. That's my story. Catch you guys later.